have you learned?
Hello everyone, yes, another episode of Gaming News Live with me, Ixonstorm. Hopefully the stream is okay. I'm having issues with my internet tonight. The joy. But we'll ask Cyclops whether or not we are all operational.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
Well, it wasn't that a second ago. But yeah, we got a few things to talk about today. Steam's revisiting the Steam machine and its pricing. Ubisoft cancelled an AC game. And obviously, the big one. Yeah. News on the next Xbox. And the future of Xbox itself, if I was to be perfectly honest. And yes, I've got my hood up because it is absolutely bloody freezing. But who have we got in chat? Well, it looks like we've only got Matt at the moment. How are you tonight, Matt? Hopefully it all sounds okay, no buffering or anything like that. Let me know. Oh, we'll just jump straight in. Valve. They're revisiting the Steam machine pricing and release timing due to the rapidly increasing memory and storage shortages, according to Games Radar. Not surprising, considering the whole, how do I put it, mess that is the RAM-pocalypse. But what's that going to mean for gamers? Well, personally, it's going to mean that you're going to be paying a lot more for the Steam machine than you thought you were going to be doing 6 months ago. So, bit of a kicker. You're cooking pizza, man. You and pizza, my friend. You and pizza. But yeah, our goal, their quote here on their site, I'm not going to mess around with screen sharing tonight because, oh, Red Wolf Renegade, my brother is in the chat. How are you? It's going to be a bit of a shorter episode tonight. I've had not the best information, well, news today. It's been a bit of a crap day. But yeah, it's one of them. Still going to put a little show on, fight through it, deal with the problems tomorrow. But yeah, our goal, this is a quote from Valve, our goal of shipping all 3 products in the first half of the year has not changed. So we're still getting the Steam machine at the start of the year sometime. First quarter, I'm assuming. Well, they haven't announced anything. That could change. But we have work to do to land on concrete pricing and launch dates. You are very welcome there, Red Wolf. Very welcome. You should have seen me panicking at the start of the stream. My OBS decided to show that I dropped, 1.8% of my frames, all because I opened Internet Explorer. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, the Steam machine. I'm not personally looking into getting the Steam machine. Doesn't interest me. But the people that are looking into it, you're going to have to wait. I don't think we're going to hear anything just yet about this. Which is a shame because the launch title, supposedly, is Half-Life 3. Now that I'm looking forward to. The Steam machine itself, not too bothered. But this is all come about thanks to the whole, as I said, RAM-pocalypse, shortage of memory and storage. So they've had to go back to the drawing board, figure out how much this is going to cost them, and how much it's going to cost you. Yes, the consumer. This is not going to bode very well if you thought you were getting this for cheap. It's not going to happen. All next-gen consoles are going to be expensive. We'll be talking about Microsoft in a little bit. That's a whole different kettle of fish, and I'm so excited for that. But in a new update on the Steam hardware lineup that was announced in November, Valve says it initially planned to reveal pricing and release timing details by now, but the ongoing and unprecedented memory chip shortage made worse by a surge in demand for AI data centers. AI. Gotta love the stuff. The memory and the storage shortage you've likely heard about across the industry has rapidly increased since the announcement. Valve says the limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing. Valve notes that this pertains especially to the Steam Machine and the Steam Frame, Valve's new VR headset. I didn't even know they were making a VR headset. But hey ho, that's how much I paid attention to Steam and their new hardware. Literally, that went right over my head. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this. I think the higher tier of the Steam Machine, you're looking at $1,000. I reckon it'll still be around that in the UK. You're looking £800-900 for this Steam box. Still cheaper than building a PC. So that is where they're going to get a lot of their customers. The ones that want to jump into the PC world without the faff, but at a price that they're still, hey, K-Rock's in the house. Hello, my friend.
Welcome.
Yeah. It's a bit crappy, but it is what it is. Blame the AI and eating up all of that RAM. It's one of the things that's postponed me building a PC because the prices are too high. So, yeah. When will we hear about this? We're in February now. I reckon end of March. They're going to say something, bring the pricing out. But it's not going to be cheap. The only thing that really bodes well for them, and it's something I'm hoping that Microsoft do with the next Xbox, is that upgradable storage, and I think it's the RAM can be upgraded in this as well. So that is one of the key selling points for the Steam Machine, if I was to be perfectly frank. But yeah, we're going to have to wait. They are sitting on it. They're wondering what they're going to do themselves with the cost of everything going up. And it's not just gaming it's gone up. It is everything. Your TVs are going to go up in price. Your phones are going to go up in price. Hell, if your toaster's got a transistor in it, that's going to go up in price. So, yeah. Bit of a bummer to start with if you are waiting for the Steam Machine, but it is what it is. What can we do? There is nothing we can do. Bit of a shame, but we will just have to wait and see. But I reckon ballpark for the top tier Steam Machine, you're looking $1,000 easy. Because the next Xbox is going to be around that price as well. You're not going to get stuff for cheap anymore. Not in the slightest. The next bit of news I've got for you though, because we'll move on from that because the big one is all about Xbox for me. I just thought I'd mention that Valve have kind of taken a step back and are reevaluating the situation. Is Ubisoft. What the hell? They've cancelled AC League. I think it is League. Their new, AC League, or codenamed League. And that is their multiplayer Assassin's Creed. That has been cancelled. So is that one of the 6 titles that was canned during all these layoffs and restructuring? But God, I remember the AC multiplayer. It was awesome. I had an absolute blast playing that. I'm kind of gutted that they got rid of this. But yeah, it's been confirmed by Tom Henderson that Assassin's Creed, codename League, has now been cancelled. Sucks. This is all on Insider Gaming if you want to go check it out. But according to Origami, Assassin's Creed League was originally planned as a multiplayer DLC for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Interesting. The game was designed around 4 assassins joining forces set in feudal Japan to align with Shadows. League was reportedly intended to close out the season pass with a collection of scripted 4-player cooperative missions. Why aren't they doing that? Really? Go back to the chat quickly. What have we got? Yeah, Matt, I completely agree. It looks like Dreamcast scenario waiting to happen. And K-Rock, you interested in the Steam machine? Yeah, I'd be hesitant as well, mate. For me, I'm sitting on the fence when it comes to all tech. I literally am sitting on the fence. Just bide my time, see what happens, and then go from there, make my decision. It's a bit of a sticky one. Really is. But if you think, even YouTube are starting to hammer down on the AI slot, so you never know. With regards to the whole Microsoft situation, I'll just jump onto that for a second. It didn't look good when the stocks dropped, which I was talked about in last week's episode. That was all because of AI. If you think about it, could we be seeing that bubble bursting when it comes to AI? We could very well be seeing the bubble bursting. But when it comes to Assassin's Creed, I'm kind of gutted that this has been canned, because the gameplay in Shadows is chef's kiss. I will give them that. You really do feel like a ninja sneaking around. So doing that in co-op would have been absolutely awesome. What the hell are you thinking about? Yeah, K-Rock, I completely agree. I am completely and utterly tired of hearing about AI, even though I use it. Not in my videos, but I use it to, you probably heard of vidIQ. I use it to help me with my titles. I use AI. If it benefits you, then it's okay. But this whole AI server farms and putting people out of a job is just a bit of a joke. And this is one of the things that's happening with Ubisoft. They're probably cashing in on AI as well. So that's probably the reason why you've seen the restructuring and you're seeing these games cancelled, because that Prince of Persia was supposedly almost finished. That's insane. Why the hell would you cancel something if it's near the finish line? But just release the damn thing. But it's a Ubisoft trend, isn't it? They have a habit of teasing us with games and going, no, we're not going to release them. I.e. Splinter Cell. Don't even get me started with that. But yeah, it's one of them. But yeah, it's claimed though, this Assassin's Creed, according to Insider Gaming, Ubisoft Annecy reevaluated a plan to make League and Assassin's Creed Shadow expansion over the past year. Ultimately, it was deemed too time consuming to meet quality standards. Which quality standards? That's the question. Which quality standards are they on about? Because they've just canned six games where they're supposedly going to drop Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced at some point. We're supposed to be getting an announcement. The rumor is, or one of the rumors, was it's going to be turning up at Red Wolf. The ending, yeah, it's good. It's all right, but the game, that game is just mint. They nailed it. It was like playing Tenchu, but next generation. It was awesome. But the quality standards at Ubisoft, I'm really, really worried about my favourite franchises. Splinter Cell. We have not seen Splinter Cell. All the AC titles have been delayed. The rumour is we may be seeing something with regards to Assassin's Creed at this PlayStation State of Play, which is on Thursday. But it's a rumour. I very much doubt it. If it does, hey ho. Be interesting to see what it looks like, because Mag keeps raving about it. So, yeah, they cancelled a multiplayer DLC for Shadows. Why they didn't just release this as a standalone? Because that would be the better option. Oh my god, Tenchu grew up playing them. Oh, gotta love Tenchu. Aero Nation is in the house.
Welcome.
Yeah. I really wish Ubisoft had just sort themselves out. Really do wish they'd sort themselves out. It says here as well, they considered options like incorporating a multiplayer setup into another Assassin's Creed project, or scaling the project down into a smaller standalone co-op game. Do it. You will make a killing with that. You will seriously make a killing. I think there is a demand for that Assassin's Creed multiplayer that we all remember from back in the day. Because it just disappeared out of the blue. It just, poof, no more multiplayer in them. The co-op in Unity, that was okay. But there's nothing better than going up against in social stealth and hiding. Oh, that was awesome. Me and my best mate used to have a right blast on that. Absolute blast. So yeah, that's a bit of bad news. Well, more bad news from Ubisoft, because the other bit of news from Ubisoft is the guy that decided to call them out on all of that stuff. I can't remember if I mentioned it in the last week's episode. They sacked him. Ubisoft, you've lost the plot. You really have lost the plot. I'm really not feeling confident in Ubisoft right now. Really. Ubisoft. We're going to be seeing a lot of Ubisoft news in the near future. Yep, Nation on the money there. Hide and seek. It was hide and seek. I loved that game, especially when you got one up on somebody. It was just, it was so much fun. None of this Battlefield and all of that. 32 players running around. 2-on-2, hiding it in plain sight. Oh, them were the days. It's like, if you think about other Ubisoft titles, I think the best multiplayer game I ever played from Ubisoft was Rainbow Six Vegas 2. That was epic. I actually played semi-professionally with Major League Gaming back in the day. Me and a few mates staying up until, 4 or 5 in the morning. Nothing new now. Just decided I'm going to do a channel on a podcast instead. So, yeah, it's one of them, innit? But yeah, bit gutted. We're not going to see this. Bit of a shame. Really is a bit of a shame. Oh, dear. Not a lot of good news in gaming at the moment. We kind of started the year off on a bit of a low. But we've got quite a few things to look forward to. Obviously, got Resident Evil coming out at the end of the month. Cannot wait for that. Oh, Aero Nation, Ghost Recon. Oh, none of this Breakpoint rubbish. Advanced Warfighter. What was the name of the gun modifying system in that? What did they call it? I can't remember. I cannot remember for the life of me what they called that. But you could mod the hell out of the weapons on them later Ghost Recon games. But yeah, we're not going to see anything interesting from Ubisoft for a while, if I was to be perfectly honest. I can see them selling some IPs in the next 12 months just to keep themselves afloat. I think Ubisoft are royally on their backside. Royally. Anyone watching after the fact, please comment. Let me know your thoughts and your feelings with regards to dear old Ubisoft. But what else have we got in the news? Because I want to keep this one a bit short tonight. As I said at the start of the stream, for anyone that's joining me now, not had the best day. So, just a bit drained. But I was still going to put a show on for you. But Machine Games are in the news. And not for the reasons you're thinking. We all heard the news that they want to jump back into the Wolfenstein franchise. More. Bring me more. Because Indiana Jones was awesome. The first 2. What's that? Aero Nation Integrated Warfighter System is what they call it. Oh. It's been that long, mate. That game is old. But no, Machine Games. They're only doing what Ubisoft are doing. Oh, thank you very much, Aero Nation. Thank you. Need it, mate. It's going to be tough. But they're now doing a Ubisoft as machine games. They want people to go back to the office to work. Yep. They want them to return to working from the office and no longer doing it remotely. So, could we be seeing trouble at machine games in the very near future? Could this delay the likes of Wolfenstein 3? Because if you look at what's happening with Ubisoft, and they had the whole town hall meeting, and that was all down to the whole going back to work situation. And they literally are not confident in their own company anymore. That's what came out of that whole town hall meeting, is nobody was confident in Ubisoft. To the point where they were even going to do walkouts if the CEO stepped onto his own property. World's gone mad. But yeah, machine games want more staff to move to full-time work at the office. It's a sticky one because everyone has got used to working from home since COVID. But I can see the point of them all going back to the offices. You can collaborate more if the person you are collaborating with is sat next to you. Especially when it comes to game design. You need that one-on-one. Aero Nation. Dude, seriously, the new year doesn't officially start till Microsoft does its annual purge. It is coming. I can see another purge coming. There's even rumours that they're going to put the price of Game Pass up again this year and bolt more stuff to it. I think that the only way you're going to reprieve people with a Game Pass and the price hikes is if you start dropping the full version of Epic Game Store into it, which makes sense with next gen, but we'll talk about that more shortly. And the full version of Ubisoft Plus, because I think that there is where Ubisoft are kind of going, like, can give us a little backhander because we're struggling for money. I can see the full version of Ubisoft Plus going into Game Pass Ultimate. I honestly do think that is the next thing. They'll do away with classics and they'll just drop the full Ubisoft Plus experience. So it's a win-win for all gamers on that one, especially if you do like Ubisoft games. But yeah, they're going to push people to go back to the office. Really, Aero Nation? You cancel it completely if it goes up anymore. What was it I read? I read something about PC. One of the things that they were thinking about is they're merging it with something else. And I can't remember, especially PC Game Pass. I can't remember what they were talking about. I will have a look and get back to you on that one. But yeah, are we going to start seeing people at machine games quitting over this? You know, K-Rock, you don't play enough games to use PC Game Pass right now. I agree with you, mate. I actually started as an Indica last night. Now, if you haven't played it, go and have a look at it. That game is quirky as hell. It is not what you think it is. If you think that is going to be a horror game, it is not. It is bonkers, that game. Absolutely bonkers. So I definitely recommend go and have a look at that. PC Game Pass already got a price increase with no added benefit whatsoever. Yeah, let's have a look. Hopefully my OBS stream holds out with me surfing the internet, because for some reason my internet's decided to go stupid. Game Pass increase. Right, here we go. Let's have a look. What does this say? Oh, wait. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm not doing screen share today because my internet is it's doing this. I'm going to have a look, try and optimize my laptop before the next episode, because I think it's kind of a bit of slowdown. Yeah, yeah, this is actually the article I was looking at. So where was it? Yeah, corporate jargon. As reported by comicbook.com. Is that the same one? No. It doesn't actually. No, this isn't the one I was looking at. It does say, though, it's looking to bundle in. Oh, there you go. Probably got buffering. Let's just close that. There you go. Am I back? Did it buffer for too long? Hopefully not. God damn internet. But no, I can't remember what it said. They were going to try and merge PC Game Pass with something, and I can't remember for the life of me what the hell it was. I'll delve into it in I'll have a look and I'll bring it up in the next episode. Hopefully, when my stream decides to behave itself. But yeah, the studio at Machine Games currently operates a hybrid system of 3 days in the office and 2 at home. Why are they changing it? I think that's a fair trade. I really do think that's a fair trade. Am I back? Am I streaming okay? Please let me know in the chat or I'm talking to myself. But yeah. 3 days in the office, 2 days at home. I'd happily do that. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, Red Wolf. I'm going to have a look at that. I'm going to see if it melts my laptop. Because the demo's only on Steam, isn't it? They're not doing an Xbox demo. Stream's fine. No. It just keeps dropping. It keeps dropping. Don't know what's going on with OBS at the moment. Really don't. I'm going to have to stop installing the updates for this stupid program. But yeah, they want to. What do they want to change it from? So at the moment in time, Machine Games, they get 3 days in the office and 2 at home. What are you going to change it to? Oh, that's where people are going to get a bit arsey. That's going to cause a full-on
fatality
if this happens, because they want them to go back full-time all week. This doesn't bode very well, especially if you've got a few people that don't want to do it. So that whole news about the new Wolfenstein, that could be completely squashed if this is the case. I can see another Ubisoft going on here. It's a star at Microsoft. 78 is in the house.
Welcome.
Yes, yeah, you've not missed much, mate, talking about Ubisoft cancelling an Assassin's Creed title, Valve wondering how much they're going to rob out of your wallet when they eventually give us the prices. And now we're talking about Machine Games wanting all of their staff back in the office full time. And how sticky of a situation that's going to be. Yeah, Nation, I think we are going to see loads of layoffs again this year. It's going to go completely to pot. If you look at a lot of the news that's coming out, obviously, Machine Games, you're going to have, it's like a cascade effect. You have that, and it always, well, if you look at it, it all starts with Ubisoft. So it starts with Ubisoft and just rolls all the way down. Yeah, Red Wolf, we are. Aren't we, mate? We are going to see layoffs after layoffs after layoffs this year. It is not going to be a fun time at all. I think the gaming industry as we know it between now and next generation is going to change completely. and not in a good way. You're going to lose a lot of talent. Maybe if they got rid of the snowflakes, we'd be all right. But it's one of them. Everyone wants to make video games, and that includes the newer generation, and they're going to have their own take. Yep, you know what they say, shit rolls downhill. Yes, it does. And that's in every corporation, retail, games industry, movie industry, same. Everything rolls right down the swanny. But the best part about that is it sticks. So if you don't like it, you throw it back. So I'm hoping that somebody has the gusto at Machine Games to go, no, we're going to stick to our 3 days at the office and 2 days at home. Thank you very much. It's a nice work-life balance. It's just going to be one of them. You'll just have to sit back and wait. With regards to this, I can see the big one for me is you wait. You can see layoffs happening, even to the point where Rockstar might even start laying people off. Once that GTA has launched, you watch them just go, we're done with you. Yep, Aero Nation, completely agree there, mate. Completely. It's why I have the attitude with this channel. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content. It will help the channel. And hit the like button. I'm not counting my subs. I'm not counting my subs to get to monetization or any of that lovely stuff. I enjoy what I'm doing. And if it happens, it happens. But if greed takes over, that's what happens. People start losing jobs, or you start losing your marbles. One of the two. So, yeah. It also says here in this article, the office policies of varying strictness have previously been enacted at EA, Rockstar, and 2 Point Studios. So see, it's already going. It's cascading. They'll all be back in the office soon. It's just the way things are going to happen. People got so used to sitting at home during COVID. That's the problem. COVID is one of the catalysts for killing the games industry. Because they overhired Grandpa Barbecue game carts.
Welcome.
Hello, my friend. But yeah. More bad news. But there is some positive news. And it shows that if you know what you're doing, you can make some serious money in the games industry. And you don't have to spend a dime on marketing. Now, I don't know if any of you have heard of a game that's just dropped. It's called Skinwalker. It's a first-person horror game. You know, kind of looks cell shady to a point. Not an expensive game to make. And the developers spent absolutely nothing on marketing. And guess what platform they've sold the most copies on? Come on, chat. Let me know what you think. What do you think is the highest selling platform for this little indie game? And they literally have priced this at cheap. 78 says in the chat, the layoffs are insane. Developers are going to be scared to take a risk because they will fear getting fired if the game's 80 matters. Yeah, it is. I don't play games based on reviews. I do reviews. I give my own opinion on games, but I don't purchase my games based on a review. I purchase my games based on premise, story, some of the gameplay, because you can literally find a nice diamond in the rough for cheap. As I've mentioned to Red Wolf, I think it was in your chat, or was it on the live show? I cannot remember, but Advent Rising, epic game, got critically panned. Both of its sequels were cancelled, but that game is awesome. It's all based off personal preference, and as I've said countless times, I'm a generation of gamer that bought their games based off the story written on the back of the box. So I'm not being horrible. These guys, this little indie team, have literally spent nothing on marketing, and none of you guessed in the chat, it's actually sold more copies. Advent Rising is amazing. Oh, mate, they'll be worth some money. Red Wolf, you've got a little nest egg there, mate. They've spent $0 on marketing for this game. It looks interesting. If my internet was up to it, I'd actually show you the trailer, but I'm going to have to do some serious overhauling on this laptop. Spent nothing on marketing, and it has sold the most copies on Xbox. Seriously, they have sold more copies on Xbox.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep. When I read this, I couldn't believe it. They haven't marketed anything about this game. And the one thing they criticize about PlayStation and Steam is their storefronts are very much like waterfalls. So a small little indie game gets lost in the flow. Whereas Xbox's marketplace it just works better. You get to see these indie titles. They don't get swamped by all of the AAA slop, which is what we do get a lot of, and we do get a lot of AAA slop. So fair dues to them. Everything they earn from this is just pure profit. And the price that they've actually dropped this at, because the game is called Skinwalker. It's been on PS5 since December 5th, Xbox since December 26th, and Nintendo Switch since January 22nd. No marketing funds have been put into it whatsoever by the publisher, and it turns out that 51.2% of all copies were sold on Xbox, 40% or 40.8% on PS5, and 7.9% on Switch, with the game having racked up $8,879 worth of revenue in its first 60 days of organic sales, which amounts to 1,800 copies sold with no marketing. They need to hire these guys for Xbox's marketing, because at least these guys sell something. But that is insane. And they've priced it $5. $5. This should show somebody at Xbox, right, we're not very good at marketing. These guys haven't done any marketing. Maybe this will help us when it comes to, the next Xbox. If people, literally, Microsoft, $1 trillion company, they could take a loss on the next gen console. They're greedy. They're not going to take a loss. They don't like marketing, but if you price it right, people will come. This game shows you that. The article that I'm reading off is actually pure Xbox. So go over and have a look. The game's called Skinwalker. What have we got in chat? Yeah, limited edition vinyl collection of Expedition 33. The vinyls themselves are gorgeous. Fair dues, mate. Did you drop that in Discord? I'm sure you dropped that in Mag's Discord. They looked awesome. Aero Nation, Xbox has a marketing department. Yeah, it's called the Broom Closet. They keep the rakes in there for every time they decide to fall on their arse. Because the one thing that dear old Microsoft lack is,
need input.
They have none. Absolutely none. But this is just, it's nice to see a little indie developer take a risk and get rewarded for it. I'm calling it now, the marketing is slowly going back. Yeah, mate, I actually mentioned that in the I think it was the chat on Madcast one night. They will go back to subsidizing the consoles. They will. As I said about the whole stock drop last week, this is where I personally think Phil Spencer's going to come along and go, right, I can make you that money you just lost out of all that AI cock-up you just did. That's what I think is going to happen. I really do. That is what is going to happen. I can see them subsidizing the hell out of. It could even be the next console. It could be the next console. But go and check this game out. When I've got the cash, I might actually pick this up and have a look at it. It could potentially at $4.99 drop into Game Pass at some point. But it just looks like a simple atmospheric horror game. That's all you need. Simplicity. But the big one. Microsoft and Xbox dropped a bit of information over the last couple of days. Firstly, though, one of the bits of information that has dropped, and this is on Insider Gaming. Microsoft still plans first-party Xbox handheld.
What?
They are still planning this handheld. Could be interesting. Could well be very interesting for the Xbox brand going forward if they've still got this in the pipeline. Because that Ally X is taking off a little bit. A lot of people are raving about it. Love their Ally X's. I'm not a handheld person. Doesn't faze me at all. But it's still interesting that Microsoft are still kind of going, we're going to do this. We're going to do our own handheld. And it makes sense. Because if you see, all of the updates that are dropping lately is about the updates to the dashboards, especially with the Ally X. And I think this is going to be awesome if they get it. And this is Inside the Gaming, but it actually came from Jez Corden, this report. Jez Corden notes that plans remain in place for a first-party Xbox handheld, even if the next mainline Xbox console is the primary focus for now. So could we be seeing, with the next Xbox announcement, whenever it may be, I personally think they are going to make the announcement for this next console at their anniversary show, whatever they put on at the end of the year. That is when I think we're going to get to see the first look at the next console, because I know there's the whole drama with AMD coming out and say, yeah, 2027 is definitely going to be the release date. And Microsoft like, oh, what are we going to do? Yeah, get over yourselves. Just release the damn thing. Show us what we're going to be paying for. Because they've already announced Epic Game Store is going to be on the next console. Epic have come out and said it. But it looks like you're getting another handheld. So what do you guys think? Are you interested in this handheld if it comes out? I know a fair few people that may be interested in it, but it's not my cup of tea. But it also goes on more major changes coming soon to the Asus ROG Xbox Ally. Oh, they should have really named that better. Doesn't roll off the tongue very well. But a report from Corden notes that Microsoft is testing a new NPU-driven highlights feature for the Xbox Ally X that automatically transform gameplay clips into shareable videos. That's another cool feature. That is a really cool feature. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you're watching after the fact. What do you think? You looking forward to the next Xbox handheld, their own handheld that isn't from a third party? Yeah, Aero Nation, I can see that, mate. $1,200 for a handheld. The thing is, everything's going up in price, dude. Absolutely everything. You got to think, with all of this AI data farms and all of that stuff, you've got the issue that they are literally killing the market. So everything's going to go up. Handhelds, games consoles, TVs, laptops, PCs, everything's going to get caught on this. It is literally just money grabbing. That's all it is. And the best part is, when it's over, the prices won't drop. They will stay exactly where they are. So if they did another generation after PlayStation 6 and whatever Xbox decides to call the next console, then prices will stay the same. You will only ever be paying that price. Prices never drop. They like to tell you they do, but prices never drop. You only have to look at fuel in this country. They say it drops. It doesn't drop. It's down to whatever the person who owns the forecourt wants to charge. Our fuel prices over here vary wherever you drive to. So it's just the way the future is. But the problem you've got is they never bring your wages in line with it. I hope they do, because that's probably the only way I'm going to afford the next Xbox Aero Nation if they bring back that 2-year payment plan. You're very much akin, I can't remember what they called it, but it's like a mobile phone contract. 78 ink, that the piano next to is 2,000 plus. Wow. Gaming's getting expensive if it's your hobby. It really is getting expensive, but the big one. I know they've got they're potentially bringing out another handheld. It's not confirmed. They just have come out and said, yeah, but it's still in the pipeline. Who knows when though? Could we get it at the same time as the next console? Who knows? We don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. But the next Xbox sounds awesome. The news that has dropped about this has got me really, really excited. Really excited. Yeah, they did the same over here, Aero Nation. The game that I talked about last week, which was the equivalent to like your GameStop, which is they're in trouble as well, aren't they? I did see that the other day. GameStop are not doing well either. It's going to go the same way in the States. I did tell you. They used to do it. You go in there, you purchase a prepayment plan, and you can walk out with your Xbox. I was going to do it with the Series, but I ended up paying Amazon installments for it and paid it off in 5 months. But the next Xbox, though, I really can't wait. Yeah, Grandpa Barbecue, that's a really cool idea. I think that's the way forward. I think they're going to start doing it where you purchase it on a payment plan, and if you miss a payment, they take your console off you. Or you'll have loads of people claiming that they're in debt, getting the debts wiped off and keeping the console. There's lots of ways to do it. But yeah, the full console experience will be absolutely awesome on this next Xbox. It's going full on Windows 11. All of this is coming via Jez Corden. It's actually on True Achievements. I'm reading the article. But full Windows 11 as its foundation. This is just insane. It is. They've technically come out and confirmed this is going to be a PC underneath your TV. I'm all for it. Bring it on. But not only are we going to be getting all these extra storefronts, they're going to let you do whatever you want with it. So how we are locked behind Twitch on Xbox, we can't, unless you go through a capture card and stuff like that, we are kind of locked to Twitch on Xbox for streaming. This, because it's a PC, you watch all the people that are going to be streaming with the next Xbox. They're completely, it's not just storefronts they're opening up, they are opening the floodgates. They are changing the way gaming is going to be forever. And it's just awesome. Yeah, Windows isn't the most reliable thing on the planet. Hey ho, deal with it. But yeah, we're getting full Windows 11. So you can practically run anything on this. I really, really am excited for this next console. I'll let you in on something. It even states in this article, GOG is going to be on there. GOG is going to be on the next Xbox. I think it's GOG, Epic, and Steam. I can't wait. Get to play some of my old point-and-click adventure games and stuff on my telly. Oh, this just every time I look at this, it just looks, or what, it just sounds awesome. Yeah, GOG's on it. Where can we get it? Where is it? Is it down here? Because the other thing that's come out about this is they reckon the Xbox Series is going to have a much longer life cycle, which you can see with the price in the next console. It's going to happen. But yeah, you're going to be getting anything you want. You can run this. Put anything you want on it. Where's that bit? According to the recent report from Windows Central Jez Cordon, alongside running Xbox Series X and S games, Xbox One, and Xbox legacy titles, the next-gen console could also run Windows 11 titles, or even be used as a streaming PC. Oh, I can't wait. But not only a streaming PC, a coding station, music production studio, or whatever else you would like to do with it. Dude, they are literally rewriting the rulebook for console gaming. I am super, super stoked for this. Super stoked. Interestingly, according to reports that Microsoft is pushing for a more premium experience. Yeah, you're going to have to pay for all of this. You're going to have to. The way the world works. But this, if you can do everything that they are stating you can do with this, stream it, turn it into a streaming PC, use it to produce music, Aero Nation, you'll love it, mate. That will help with any of your music that you're doing for your music channel. Go and check them out. But it's just opening the floodgates. And I have to admit, it takes a big set of brass balls for Microsoft to do this. And I don't think they're going to fail. I think this is going to be... They are going to sucker punch the competition. And people will play it. If you can do everything that they are claiming you can do with it because it's a Windows 11 foundation, this is going to be insane. 78 Steam Deck under the TV or Magnus. Mate, I'm going full blown Magnus. I'm not going to deny it. My main area of gaming is on my Xbox, so I will get the next console. I'll sell a kidney or a leg, but got to be done. But no, anyone that wants to comment after the fact about this, please let me know your thoughts on this next Xbox, good or bad. I know not everyone is going to like it, but for me, I personally can't wait for this. They're even saying this. There's it. Yeah, despite its expanded PC-like functionality, the next Xbox is said to still offer a console-like experience optimized for TVs, which comes back to the whole full console experience, which they're obviously running on the Ally X. They have used the Ally X as a beta test. Why not? If you've got the people that have paid the money, are definitely going to be beta testing for them. Hell, we're all beta testers. There's no such thing as a beta tester. Sorry, Steam Machine. Hey, if I had a choice between the Steam Machine and this next-gen Xbox, I'm going full next-gen Xbox. That Steam Machine is just going to get left in the dust if this comes to fruition. Yep, I'm with you, Grandpa Barbecue. The power that is going to be in this thing. Are they going to go down the same road, though, as the Steam Machine? Are we going to have it where it's modular and we can upgrade it? Because if you want to run it as a streaming machine, that thing needs to be future-proof. It's going to run into some form of bottleneck at some point. It's just the way technology works. It gets to a certain age and you hit bottlenecks. So is it going to be modular? That is the question. Yep. Same. We are all going to have to just sit on the fence and watch to see what happens when it comes to the pricing on these next-gen consoles. Because PlayStation 6, as you said there, Grandpa Barbecue, it's all about the price. It is all about the price. I think if this takes off, you can see the likes of Sony just backing down and going, right, we're just going to put all our games on PC. Day one. This is going to kill exclusivity. And I don't care. I'm old enough to remember having to have the PlayStation, have the Xbox. I had my PC all in the same room. But this does everything. It just makes more sense. I've been saying things like this, what they're doing. I've been saying this for years. That this is why they should have gone. Bridge that gap. And they're going to have done it. So hats off to Microsoft. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Yes, my wallet's going to cry when you eventually announce it. Yeah, Aaron. We went from developers to price. Yeah, we have. It's all about money. It's business. As a consumer, they don't look at us and go, we don't care how much we're going to charge you. It's a really weird one. But if compare it to the likes of anything that, especially like in this country, or anywhere, when they put stamp duty on stuff, and after 12 months they review the duty, and they, especially in the UK, they will up the price of food or up the price of fuel. You still pay for it though. You might have a good old shout, whinge and a moan, but you still find a way paying for it. And then you still, when it comes to the price of games, you will sit there and go, oh, I'm not paying $80 for a game. You'll pay it because it's your hobby. It's gaming. It's just the way the world works. It sucks. But unfortunately, we are surrounded by a load of corporations that only think about this. That is the horrible part about it. The consumer, we haven't been thought about since the 360 era. As a consumer of games and technology, we haven't been thought about since the 360 era. That is when gaming was great. Yeah, I do think that 78, and I honestly, God, I reckon this is going to be modular. If they go that route, mate, Sony's done. The competition's dead. The only way to describe what Microsoft are doing is a full-blown sucker punch to PlayStation after the whole ABK and Sony getting involved and trying to stop them, the purchase and all of that lovely stuff. Microsoft has just gone, we'll have you next. So yeah, I do think it'll be modular. I reckon you're going to be able to upgrade this next Xbox. Because that's a one way of Microsoft getting out of the tech. Giving you the option. Here's the base model. Now that you've got it, we don't have to then do another generation. Because you can drop a GPU in there. You can drop more RAM in it. That is the cleverest and most logical way of getting out of doing another generation of consoles. I used to have a joke with one of my mates when they did the console reveals back at E3. And I said, wouldn't it be funny if they came out on stage and they went, here, underneath this box is the next generation of Xbox. And as he lifts it off, it's the same console you've already got at home because they've done revisions to it. So the next ones that are flooding the market have got upgrades. So you didn't have to worry about another console because it was already in your living room. That's all they're doing here. You can't see that happening, Grandpa Barbecue. If you look at the way that things are with price, if this isn't modular at $1,000 or £1,000 plus, it's not economically friendly at that price. I can see this is where they're going to take this to the next level. Turn it modular, let the consumer upgrade it at their leisure, and stick the operating system on a chip. You see it in your laptops. Your laptops now, it's all on chip. I can see this is the way forward. I can't wait to see what they show. I honest to God cannot wait. But my gut feeling is this is going to be fully modular. It's going to do everything but wash your dishes. And I can't wait. I think they're going to win. I think they have literally just pulled the wool over our eyes for years. Phil sat back laughing. I really do think he's been sat back laughing. But no, as I said, it was going to be a bit of a shorter one tonight, as I've had things go on today, but I still want to put a show on for you guys. You know, because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. You know, you've supported me from the start, a lot of you. And I'm humbled by it. I really am humbled by it. It's helped me a lot over the last couple of months as well. It's been my outlet. So I literally am thankful for all of you that come and join me in the chat on this new live show, watch my videos. I really do appreciate all of you. Yeah, you know, if it wasn't so cold, I'd take my hat off. But yeah, been a hard couple of months, but I've always had you guys helping me out. But anyone that comes and watches this after the fact, remember, if you enjoy it, you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a massive thumbs up on your way out if you're in chat now. And if you watch it after the fact, please give it a thumbs up as well. Share it out on the socials and all of that lovely stuff. But I'd love to stay and chat with you for a little bit longer, but got things to sort out. But I will be back next Tuesday for another episode of Gaming News Live. Cover all of the latest news that's happened over the weekend. But on that note, weather the storm, boys and girls. And I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.
Humans, what have you learned?